we've not been going that long, but we've thought, well, there's some nice tree shade when we come to the top of the last of the Audlem flight going up, and I think we're going to moor up, have a bit of breakfast, have a cup of tea in the shade, and then set off on our next part. I think that's a good plan. Well, this is a bit like an end of an era for me. This is one of the lockside cottages. There's not many left, and this one I always used to see, and I loved it, but it seems it's been gutted and an extension added on. But I suppose it's progress, and it might needed a lot of work doing, but in some ways it's quite sad. But the other good thing here, which is always nice, is just always outside this cottage there's a little box, and it always has some sort of goodies in, and it's an honesty box as well, which I find it's a nice thing, that to have trust in people. The really nice thing about the Shropshire Union is basically it's a rural canal. You don't have any encroachments of any cities. You do get a few nice little towns, but most, if you do come across anything, they're isolated, or it's the occasional small village, and that's about it. And that is definitely one of the reasons that this canal is in our top 3. As we saunter along this lovely canal, a video what I did a few weeks ago, I think it was the one with about the Sankey Canal, I did say that along the line we'll do these lovely views and that, and we'll show you the pubs and that, but we will continually to show you snippets of information and some nice history what if you're not careful people forget about. Countryside as usual everywhere on this rural canal, everywhere you look. Absolutely gorgeous. Well, in a minute now we're coming up to another lovely set of locks. It's always the same thing on this canal, everything's so nice. It's we are spoiled here. But the next flight is Audlem Locks, and for years when they used to have proper lock keepers looking after things, this lock flight won many national awards. I just like it. It's another pleasure to do. There is one thing what really amazes me. You can't beat travelling round in this lovely weather over summer. But the one thing what baffles me is people who stop cruising for the summer season. It just amazes me, because you embrace it. If it's busy, you communicate with people. It's a simple philosophy. You communicate and help each other. And people who hire boats, they're just as welcome on the canals, because we wouldn't be here without the hire boats. And we all get on together, and it really does it really does tickle me when people say I'm not going to move now, it's the busy season. I'll watch it from a distance. It's absolutely crazy. I was just thinking how hard I have to work for get these videos out, you know, what I have to put up with. And this raging sun and this scenery, oh, it doesn't have make things difficult. This is one of the great pleasures in life, I'll tell you. But I'm just waiting for this next lock, and I'm just letting you up to date with a few bits and pieces. I know I'm in danger of looking cool now, you know. What you will certainly find with any video I do now, because I've decided it's the way to do it, there will be no reading out of books or voiceovers relating to what I'm doing. If we do any voiceovers, it'll be just confirming some of the history we know perhaps, but not general boating, because I don't think you'll get the feel of the canals doing that, so you'll just get it natural. I think after we've done these 5 glorious locks, we'll find our way. Just have a quick surge over. We'll find our way to Market Drayton. Now, depending what time of the day it is, or if we've got time to make the way, I'll take you to a pub called the Red Lion, where the Jules Brewery is, and that place is stunning, really stunning. Anyway, I better get to the back onto the getting into these locks. Another little snippet, what some people might not be aware of, but all these conventional lock gates, which you know, they've been replaced, but they're all different, and they all have different weights on different canals all over the network. So they have it printed on the gate itself, so that the weight is known. They have a weight for the single gate printed on, and then they have a weight for a pair of gates as well. And I think I'll just show you these, just to show you how they do it. And then they have a record of which lock at which point, and what type it is and what weight it is. And they have a better idea of how to recreate it if it ever needs replacing in the future. But it's a clever idea, that, and it just amazes me, the different weights, or everywhere you go, or from lock to lock. Nothing is the same. Now, if you look very closely, if you can see it, there's a year plate and the weight. So this lock gate was replaced in 2002, and the weight is 1,470 kilograms. So that's like a print of this particular lock for any future maintenance. Just so you know that it's not only me who steers the boat. If you look at the back, Bernadette's doing her bit as well there. So we do share it, it's just that normally I'm at the back with the camera. Getting towards Market Drayton, and the big question for us is, will we get a mooring? Because like we said, these are extremely popular, and sometimes you just don't get your mooring, and it's away you go and carry on to the next place. Well, we're making our way to Market Drayton now, or we are here, as you can tell with the busy road interrupting our tranquil life. We'll go through. There's a lot of boats moored on the left. These are private moorings, and some of the people who have these boats actually live in the houses what are on the left, what were built not that long ago. Now let's hope we get our mooring on the right hand side here, which it looks like we will. So it's we've got a choice. I think based on other times, I think we'll get as far down as possible to just get away from the main road. But as you can see, the private, the private moorings are on the left here, just as I said. So we'll get a nice mooring now and settle down for a while and take in the weather. Well, we've got our mooring, and if you notice all along these mooring rings, and there's nobody here, and we've had a guy from CRT across the way checking boat numbers and all that, and in all honesty he didn't know the rules. We've just been talking to him as we do. We've been coming here for best part of 40 years. I mean, these houses weren't here, but they are now. But the ones behind us, what were moored on this side there, but he got the rules wrong, and the signs here actually saying you can moor overnight as well. So if the town wants the business, we need to make certain that everybody gets the facts right for the mooring up here, and then they can go into town and buy provisions and use the pubs or whatever when they get down there. But that's us moored up for the evening, and it's still absolutely roasting hot, so it's going to chilling out time now.